Okay, and welcome back. More now on the Fox News Alert, our top story. We were following sources confirming to Fox News that Hillary Clinton's campaign and the Democratic National Committee helped to bankroll the controversial Trump dossier, which of course contained very salacious allegations about the president's behavior and essentially led to the investigation into his possible ties to Russia, an investigation that has plagued the first 10 months of his administration. Here now to react is staff writer at the Washington Free Beacon, Elizabeth Harrington. Elizabeth, good morning to you. Thanks for coming on today. I mean, this is a really big deal to figure out. I mean, I think we kind of all had an idea of where this dossier came from, where it was funded by, but to have it in writing now, you know, tell us about the gravity of this.
Right, to have it confirmed is huge. And here we have an investigation into Trump colluding with Russia that essentially began with Democrats colluding with Russia. And the dossier being paid for by the DNC, by the Clintons. You have money funneled to a Democratic lawyer who then gives money to a former British spy, who then gives money to Russians, designed in a smear campaign, a disinformation campaign against Trump that was so salacious and unverifiable that no news outlet would run it during the right before the presidential election. Every news outlet had this information. They wouldn't touch it because it was unverifiable. And yet the FBI was willing to pay this group, Fusion GPS, for essentially this Oppo unverifiable information on Trump. So there's a lot more questions here why the FBI and James Comey in particular was, just like Clinton, willing to pay for Oppo on Trump.
Well, and that's, of course, one of many questions that need to be answered now as we dig into this thing. And the first thing you said, though, about Hillary, you know, dealing with the Russians in this thing, she's been on this, you know, sore loser tour for the past 9 months, you know, just so angry about a possible connection with Russia. And at the same time, we're getting all this Uranium One stuff coming out about all this money dumped into the Clinton Foundation. About, you know, why would Hillary Clinton, if she's so threatened by Russia, if the United States are so threatened by this country, why are we giving them our uranium? Why is Bill Clinton getting 3 times his speaking fee to speak to the Russians? I mean, it's so ridiculous that she can go out and say these things, and at the same time, we're getting these allegations as well.
Right, and she's calling it baloney, I think is the word she used the other day about the Uranium One deal, when here we have special counsel Robert Mueller, who really we should be asking him why his FBI was overseeing an investigation before this Uranium One deal was approved. Why was his FBI had incriminating evidence that involved bribery, extortion? Why did they sit on it for 4 years to let this deal go through, to not harm a presidential, Democratic presidential nominee? I mean, these are the questions that need to be asked of the special counsel. And if you're looking for ties with Russia, right, look no further than the Democrats and the Hillary Clinton campaign.
Yeah, and certainly, and I mean, obviously, the media has been pushing this narrative as well for the past 9 months. They can't get over the possibility of Trump and collusion with Russia. But why were the Democrats, why were they so desperate to keep the funding of this Fusion GPS dossier? Why were they so desperate to keep that a secret?
Exactly, and you've seen the Democrats on the committee. They've been stonewalling, and really this play here, this information's been leaked, so you know that the DNC and the Clinton campaign partly financed this. But what we want to know is, what else has Fusion GPS been funding? How more tied are they with some of these Russian officials? That's what they're trying to block here. A judge gets to rule on whether they have to subpoena their bank records, Fusion GPS. There's going to be a lot more information in there. This is just one piece, but the Democrats have been protecting this firm from the Republican investigators on the congressional committees, and now we really see why at least one big part of it is because they were behind it.
Yeah, and Fusion GPS, there are allegations that that is just a filthy, dirty smear firm as well. So where they are in all this, you know, and whether or not there is any credibility at all to that dossier remains to be seen at this point, too. Of course, Republicans say there is not. All right, thank you so much for joining us this morning. We do appreciate it.
Thank you.